Alright folks, it's time to put on your party hat. We're going for a quickie. A fish quickie, that is. And here it comes. Hello everyone. This is David with the fish, down in the basement as usual. This is pretty much my standard killifish spawning arrangement. I've been moving up toward 5-gallon tanks instead of 2.5s, just because I'm not as good on water changes as I wish, so 5 gallons of water is better for them than 2.5. But these guys have been in here a while, and I figure it's past time to check for eggs. This is Fundulopanchax gardeneri P-82s. This is a really nice looking male. One of my downfalls here is I put a pair in, and I'm wondering if it's time to check for eggs. While I'm doing it, I'm watching the babies swimming around. And actually, they're not babies anymore. They've gotten to be pretty nice little fish. So, I figure pretty much anybody that's hatched has probably been eaten by the other small ones. But we'll go looking for regular eggs and see how we do. Now my standard setup for killifish, I like some gravel in the bottom. It makes some place for bacteria to grow and develop. It also gives eggs a place to hide. I've been using more and more of my homemade filters. They just work better for me. The problem with sponge filters, you pick them up, half the slop falls out, and you end up making a big mess. Then I'll add some plants to the tank and a couple of green mops. I'm sure one of these mops used to be a floater. Usually I do a floating mop and a sinking mop. So whichever way they want, I'm ready. And I'm guessing at some point the floating part floated off and it sank down. But we're going to take a look and see what all happens in here anyway. I'll have to mess it up a little bit to get the cover off, so it'll mess up that extra light. So it may get a little dark for a moment. What we're going to do, we're going to go in here and go after those two mops. I'm going to pull the two mops out. Hopefully I can do it before the two fish decide to jump out. I'm going to do it with these big little graspers here. Ordinarily I would use my hands, but that then would mess up all the... Hey, there's a little part there. I knew there'd be one in here somewhere. So we're going to pull this mop out. Put it in a piece of plastic here. Plastic shoe box. Then we're going to go in here and go after the next mop. So as I said, I normally use a floating mop and a sinking mop. There's the sinking part, it just kind of got disconnected from the actual mop. Now then, we're going to see if there's a couple of babies in there that are about 1 inch long. I'm going to pull this top back up and get it covered. Then we're going to change things around and see what we find in the mops. Alright, I moved over here where there's a little more light. And right off the bat, let's see. Is that egg showing up? Probably is. Pick that egg. There's another egg. These are all fresh eggs, both of these, so I'm pretty sure that the half-grown fish in there are eating everything they can find. When I go through and see whatever I have in here, I'm going to take those two youngsters out, put them in another tank, put these mops back in, and see if we can start doing some more collecting. Since I'm getting some eggs, I know I got a viable pair. The eggs aren't fungus, so the eggs are good. Problem is I got some little guys in there munching down on everything. So how did this get to be like this is beyond me. So we're going to split this in the middle. We can wrap it back up here to the top, tie it off again. Okay, that one's ready to go again. Now let's see if we got any eggs in here. Ooh, there's one. Here's another one. There again, they're very, very fresh eggs. So the youngsters in there haven't found them yet. Ooh, there's a couple. That one's got a little bit of time on it right there. I don't know how they get the eggs that far up into a knot. But that's kind of a given. Look right up in the tightest part of the knot and you'll find eggs. Look at that one. God, way in that knot. Alright, that's probably close to a dozen eggs. I'll put a little air line in, not an air stone, just a little air line. Just enough dripping to break the surface. I could dry them, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put them in, keep them in here with a little air line. I'll put some plants in that'll help keep the water good. Then I keep an eye on them and I'll know when they hatch. So, that's not too bad, considering I got some little guys in there eating them up every chance they can. So, we'll catch the two youngsters out of there, put them in another tank to grow out. Set these guys here up for spawning, put the mops back in, let those guys go again. So that's a quick setup with the Fundulopanchax gardeneri P-82s. How to set them up, breed them, find some eggs, get them up ready for hatching. And if you don't do anything, you will get a few babies live anyway. So this is David with the fish down in the basement. Please subscribe, put down your comments on, do you like to water incubate or dry them on a mop or peat or whatever. And I'll see you with the next fish the next time.